Hello, everybody. I've got another visual pattern challenge for you today. And what we do is we look at this pattern. Here's step one, here's step two, here's step three. And if you choose to accept the challenge, you try to predict how many of, well, in this case, snowflakes are going to show up in step four. So how many in step four? And then at a higher level of challenge, how many in step 43? And can you write an equation to predict how many in any step at all? So that's the challenge. If you choose to accept it, maybe pause the video, come up with your answers, and then see if you get them right. All right, our first step here, I think, is just to visually try to understand what's going on here. And in this first step, I see kind of a triangular pattern of snowflakes, and I see that same triangle here, and it looks like they've just added these three, one at the end of each row. And I think in the third step, they're doing the same thing, right? So here's that pattern from step two, that sort of trapezoid shape, and then these are the new ones. So it looks like, on first glance, they're just adding three snowflakes to every step. I think a good practice to get into is just to make a little chart with the actual step numbers and the number of snowflakes, just to verify that your visual perceptions are correct. So I'm going to put the step numbers here, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put in 4. We'll make our prediction there. And then let's see, the number of snowflakes. So that's 6 in number 1, and then 9 in step 2, and that is 12 in step 3. And then what you do is you take a look at the difference between each step. So from 6 to 9, it's going up by 3. From 9 to 12, that's going up by 3. So we would expect in step 4 this pattern to continue going up by 3, and we would arrive at 15. So our prediction for the next step, step 4, is that there will be 15 snowflakes. When the difference between steps is the same number every time, a constant number, we call this pattern a linear pattern. And to write an equation to model that linear pattern, you can use the equation for a line. So I'm going to use this y equals mx plus b. That may be familiar to you. This is the slope-intercept form. That m, when you graph something like this, represents the slope of the line. In the case of a pattern like this, we can think of this as the change from step to step. So this m is really the rate of change, or the rate of growth in this pattern. So we're going to put in a 3 there because our rate of change, the amount we go up by every turn, is 3. So x, 3x plus, and this b is something. We don't know yet. We have to figure that out. But what this equation says so far is that the number of snowflakes, y, is going to be 3 times the step number plus something else. What that something else is, there's a couple of ways you can figure it out, but I like to just look back at the first step and ask myself, if I do this first part of the formula 3 times x, so 3 times 1 equals 3, but how many do I have here? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6. So to get up to 6, I need to add 3 more. So that's what we're going to do with our equation. We're going to keep our 3x, and we're going to add 3 more. Now, once we've done that, I think it's reasonable to check this and make sure it actually works. So let's try it out with step 2. Step 2 has how many snowflakes? 9. So 9 should equal 3 times the step number plus 3. 9 equals 3 times 2 is 6 plus 3. Yeah, that's 9. If we try it with the third one, we should get 12. So 12 would equal 3 times 3, that'd be 9, plus 3, that'd be 12. Yeah, and same thing in step 4. 15 would be 3 times 4, that's 12, plus 3 more is 15. Yeah, so this formula, this equation is definitely working out. So I'm going to put that down here. So y equals 3x plus 3. Now, how many in step 43? Well, if we've got an equation that works, that should be pretty simple. We just put in 43 for the step number. So 3 times 43 plus 3. So what's 3 times 43? I'm going to do that one in my head. So 3 times 40 would be 120, and 3 times 3 would be 9. So that's 129 plus 3. So that is 132 for the number in step 43. So that was another visual pattern challenge. Did you get it right? Let me know.